Hey guys, what's up? Just want to do a little follow-up video on the Twin Galaxies issue and what's going on with that. I'm sure if you're watching this video, you've already heard about it, but I will go back over it here real quick. So, basically, we all know what happened to Todd and them taking his records off of the website and off of everything, which is what should have been done. But now it's starting to get uglier because they're starting to question a lot more things now. So, one thing they're starting to question as of late has been Billy Mitchell, and this has been going on for, I would say, at least a week or very close to it. And what's happening is some stuff was uncovered about his playthrough, and he had this movie that came out, this documentary that people did on him called The King of Kong. And on The King of Kong, I've never seen it. Which now I really don't want to see it, but I probably would have watched it. I think it just talked about his face off against the guy who is basically was trying to beat the high score. Basically, they were just going at who would be the victor and who would become the high score person for Donkey Kong, and obviously Billy Mitchell won. And it just shows how he went through it, and then it actually shows some of his gameplay on there. Well, people dissected that, and they looked into the gameplay, and they were like looking at it frame by frame, and people slowed it down to as slow as 5%, and found that basically they were using a MAME emulator in the documentary that Billy Mitchell gave them to use, or I don't know if Billy Mitchell gave them to use it, but obviously had something to do with it. Whether it ends up being true or not, because what they're doing right now is Billy Mitchell's came out and said a bunch of things that it's not true, and that he had said yes, it was a MAME emulator that they used in the documentary and that they used there. That it was a MAME emulator you were watching. Why, I don't know, but that's one thing I'll get to. But what the current status is, Billy Mitchell is getting with Twin Galaxies, where people have a copy of what happened. Of his gameplay, of his authentic gameplay, and apparently he's supposed to release it, and it's supposed to shut everybody up. And that's fine. And I hope that does happen, dude. I hope you come out with the crap, and we watch your real video, or other people watch your real video, and you really did it, and cool. Todd was the only one that we had issues with, and we can move on from this, and try to make the best of it, even though it's still pretty bad. The problem I have with it, though, is, so if you're Billy Mitchell, when you were doing a documentary where you know people that are going to be watching that documentary are hardcore gamers, okay, and they're going to be looking into stuff like this because this is what people do, why did you use an emulator? Why don't you have the real copy already out? Why was that not already out? Even if you're getting a hold of it and it ends up being okay and it ends up being authentic, it's just annoying that you don't already have it out and that you didn't already use it. Like, when they were watching the documentary, why weren't they watching the real footage? Like, it's just really bonehead, man. It's no different than when I'm posting up videos on my YouTube. I'm going to post up my video to you guys, and if you thought it was fake, like, oh, Dan Denny really didn't beat Battletoads, well, then I'll put up another video of me playing Battletoads. Or I'll put up the authentic video if for some reason there was some fake one, and I'll show you what I used. And I'm going to explain for it. I'm going to want everybody to believe it. Why wouldn't I release that a long time ago? Why doesn't Billy Mitchell have his gameplay somewhere where we can go to a website or we can go on YouTube, whatever, and why isn't it already available? Why are we waiting up to like 4 or 5 days now on this video to get released? You're not a government agency, Twin Galaxies. Release the fucking video, shut us all up, and move on. Now, the fact that it's been 4 days, at least, I think, till we've been waiting for the video to come out, now I'm starting to think, are they fucking with it? Are they going to fuck with what people found with, because what happened is, I didn't explain on that, what happened is, people looked at the very beginning of when the levels loaded up. I think it was the 3rd level that has all the ladders on it stuff where you climb up to Donkey Kong and then he falls. I believe it was that level, and on the real cabinet, it shows the ladders first and then everything else the graphics build. And the MAME was left to right, left to right. So, how do we not know that that was the real footage? And now you're just fucking with it before you release it. You're spending like a fucking week on trying to fix this thing. And they're talking about like, oh, the trouble people would have to go through to fuck with it and stuff. And because Billy Mitchell's saying that the video that came out, the MAME, is not his fault, and somebody fucked with that video and they altered it. It wasn't that video. It was, he's saying somebody took the footage from that video and altered it to basically blackmail him. And people are saying, you know, oh, well, that's too far-fetched. People wouldn't do stuff like that. I wouldn't say people wouldn't do stuff like that. That's where I'd have to agree with Billy Mitchell and the people with Twin Galaxies real quick. Because people will do anything. I don't care how long it takes. I don't care what you have to do. People are stupid, man. So, I mean, we could go on and on and on and on and on about things that people have done that are just really stupid and that have taken a lot of time, and, you know, that it was a waste of their time and they just did it anyways. You know, I don't agree with that. I think people will go through any lengths to do certain things sometimes. So I have no limits to anybody. I think anybody can do anything to anybody. I mean, I'm on their side about that. But my thing is screw all the, like, talking to people and Billy Mitchell answering to these comments and going on that little radio show and stuff that I watched a video on. Just release the fucking video. Don't you have a copy of it? Fucking convert it to DVD and fucking upload it, man. It makes me think that you don't fucking have it. You don't fucking have it. You're fucking with it right now, and you're trying to alter it. That's how everything's gonna work now. That's how I'm gonna think now that Todd's done what he's done. Now, how do I not know that all these people are trying to cover up their lies? And I'm sure they are. Because if he gets caught doing all this shit, man, oh my god. Twin Galaxies already looks like shit. Now they'll really look like shit. Like everything that's ever been recorded by them will have no authenticity at all. Nobody's gonna believe a fucking thing, dude. They might as well just pack their bags and let somebody else do it and get a new company and let somebody else do high scores, because they have butchered it. They fucked it all up. But I just don't get why we're waiting so long for a video. It makes me think even when I get the video now, I feel like it's bullshit. Because there's a lot of tools out there today in your computer. There's a lot of things you can do. Just as much as they're talking about how hard it would be to manipulate it and blackmail him, you can use those same tools to make yours look correct. So, now I just don't... You know, if he would have released it immediately and been like, yeah, here, I have mine at home on a fucking VHS tape. Let's spend a day and convert it and upload it and do whatever we got to do to it and release it to everybody so y'all shut the fuck up. You know, that's how I would want to be. I'd want you to shut the fuck up about me cheating. That would piss me off. Especially if I worked my balls off to do the fucking record. And I'm holding it for this long and you're calling me a liar. Now I'm going to be fucking pissed. So, it's just this situation, as I thought, is just going to get uglier and uglier and uglier. Because even when he comes out with the video, because he's going to, what are we going to do? Wait another couple days, 2-3 days? Maybe as I'm making this video it came out. It's been too long, man. It's been too long. And now what's the excuse? Now why didn't you come out with it? Like, nobody else is saying that. But that's the first thing that was embedded into my head is, why isn't this video of you playing it and you doing it already out there? Why isn't it already out there? These speedrunners put up their shit every fucking day on YouTube. You can look up a speedrun world record of fucking anything and it's gonna show up. Why the fuck is yours not out there? The one that means the most. You've been in movies. You've had all this fame for it. Why isn't it already out? So, these guys are just fucking stupid. Guys, it's a video game. It's a record on a video game. Why is it being so difficult? Why is everything taking so long? Why does everything have to be so skeptical? You know, why? Why all these questions? And these questions, just as time goes on and it takes longer and everything, everything's going to keep piling up in my head. I don't know about everybody else. I mean, if you guys have a legitimate gripe with what I'm saying, and there's a reason why the video's not out or released, you know, it's not like we're trying to get a video from the fucking president, okay? It's fucking Twin Galaxies. It's your shitty little company that's done a terrible fucking job. Give us the goddamn video. Quit fucking going through this bullshit of whatever, of not releasing it or whatever it is, because that's the only thing I can give them that would make any sort of sense on why we don't have the video yet. So, they're fucking with it. They're fucking with it, and they're going to keep rewatching it until it's good, and they don't want to get caught up in any more thing. This is their chance to save it. So I guarantee they're fucking trying to fix shit. And cat's out of the bag, everything's fucked, they know they're caught, they know all this shit's coming out, and the only thing I can think in my head that's logical is they're trying to bandage it. That's all I can think of. And no joke, when I was setting up the video to put something on in the background for this video, it just so happened to be Donkey Kong. So, coincidence, huh? But, yeah, thank you to Jason Shosteen. He's a person that comments on my videos pretty regularly. I'd call you a friend now. I appreciate you telling me about them, this whole Billy Mitchell thing. To be honest, I was on vacation with my family and everything. I have been staying away from YouTube for a minute about this stuff because I knew it'd get ugly. And it may not matter to most people, man. Most people might be looking at my video thinking, oh, you know, what's the big fucking deal? Who cares? It does matter, though, man. And at the end of the day, though, I'm with you guys. It's just video games. It's just video games. But then why is it not easily patchable? Why are we lying and going out of our way from years on end to go through this? Like, why is it this difficult? Why? I don't get it. Why'd you use a MAME emulator in the fucking documentary? Why wouldn't you make sure if somebody's doing a fucking documentary about you, use the legitimate stuff? Why? Why? Probably because there's not legitimate stuff. That's probably why. I'm sorry. It gets me fucking pissed, man. It's like, people are so stupid. I'll never understand it. I watch this stuff, and people are making all these videos about it, and I appreciate them making the videos about it so we can learn and see what's going on and stay intact with everything, but it's like, do you guys get pissed off about the same thing as me? Because that's what I see wrong with it. I don't get it. So I'm going to wrap it up there. I'm done. I don't care. Billy Mitchell can fucking not even release it for all I give a fuck about. Because if you release it, I don't even know. I don't even care. I feel like you just fucked with it. It's taking too long. So, alright guys. More bad news from Twin Galaxies. Twin Galaxies, go fuck yourself. You know what? You're ruining everything. Just pack your bags and get out. Just take yourselves out of it, please. Please. Pass the don't even pass the high scores. I'm starting to think you gotta scrap the whole thing, man. Because even if somebody was like third place or something like that, who's to know if they didn't cheat? Who knows? Because you know it's so hard to get these videos. I gotta go.